Today's video is going to be about the reopening of campsites and what that means for you. Hi guys, welcome back to Dubventures. Now, if you own a campervan or a motorhome, or even if you just like go travelling in your tent and things like that, everybody knows that recently, due to the coronavirus that's been affecting everybody on the whole planet, that camping, going away for the weekend, going away for holidays and things like that, it's affected everybody. It's affected us quite a lot because next week we was actually meant to be going to Switzerland, Liechtenstein, France, doing like a tour of everywhere, going visiting friends over there, staying at their place for a while, going in the campervan and everything. But what happened was, obviously from March, all the campsites got closed down. That meant that we was planning our holiday and everything, staying in campsites. So we had to basically just cancel it because we didn't know, just like you guys, when all this was going to be over and, you know, if we would actually be able to stay in campsites, and let alone that, even if we could travel. So that holiday for us and holidays for you guys as well has been cancelled. So what does that mean for the future, you know, with travelling and campsites and so on? Well, there's just been an announcement by various campsite organisations that campsites are going to reopen from July the 4th, in England that is. Scotland should be opening on the 15th of July. Northern Ireland should be the 20th of July or possibly earlier. But there's been no announcement yet for any campsites in Wales, which for us is a shame because, you know, obviously all these places are like beautiful places. Now, what I will say is those dates that have been given are just guidelines. Don't take what I say as absolute truth. You need to do some research before you go ahead and start booking things because anything can change with this virus and everything. You know, another lockdown could happen and things, but they are the suggested dates that campsites are going to reopen. Now, the way that we're going to be using camping sites is going to be completely different to how we used to do it in the past. So I think the best way to actually go about doing this video is the most popular questions that you guys are probably going to ask. I'm going to go through them and hopefully that'll help some of you guys out that have got a camping trip planned. So, first question, when can I go camping again? As we've just touched on, you know, those are recommended dates that all the camping organisations have said that campsites are going to be reopening. But they are just a guideline. So do look into it before you actually, you know, like think about booking anything. Because no one knows. That's why it's called a guideline. No one actually knows. So actually do your research. But hopefully it's going to be soon. And hopefully those dates are going to be the dates that they reopen. Is it safe to go camping in the UK while the coronavirus is still present? It's an fact that if you're outside, you know, in the open space and everything, the chances of like, you know, getting any type of virus, you know, it's significantly less. Now, the thing is, obviously, when you go to campsites and so on, you know, you're in a place where facilities are going to be shared and things like that. But campsite owners know this, you know, and they're obviously taking that into consideration and they're making it safe, you know, for everybody, you know, that is going to be going to these campsites. Now, what I will say is, obviously, when you stay in your motorhome and in your campervan and so on, you know, if you're traveling with people that, you know, you live with and things like that, it's going to be no different to when you're in the house. So, you know, even though you're in a confined space, you know, you should still be safe if it's obviously you're with somebody, you know, that obviously you live with and so on. So, you know, so it should be safe. You know, there's no reason why it shouldn't be. And obviously the campsites that you go to, they're going to be like taking like extra care and being extra vigilant with everything, you know, and keeping everything clean and, you know, ensuring that the correct social distancing is being done and everything. And a lot of it comes down to you as well, you know. You know, use common sense and, you know, you don't make any crazy decisions when you're camping and, you know, do things that you wouldn't normally do as far as like hygiene goes and things like that. So, but yeah, you know, it should be safe because the campsites and yourself, you're going to make it that way. Will you have to wear face masks when you're in the campsite? It's unlikely that you'll have to wear face masks in every single campsite that you go to. Now, there are going to be some campsites that when you're in like public areas, like, you know, the washrooms, cleaning facilities and things like that, you know, it might be that they want you to wear face masks, you know, to protect yourself, to protect everybody else. So again, if you book a campsite, you know, look at what they recommend, but it's going to be unlikely that it's going to be law that every campsite that you go to, you will have to wear a face mask. Right guys, next question, and if you can hear that noise in the background, it's absolutely chucking it down, so that's the rain you can hear. Right, will I be able to go camping with friends, or will I only be allowed to camp with members of my own household? So guys, I've looked into this question, and this is what I've found, so it's probably easier if I read out an answer to, you know, what we've got give for that. In all likelihood, hospitality businesses, including camping and glamping sites, will not be able to reopen until a time when people are already permitted to meet with others outside of their own households in some significant form. So if camping is permitted, then meeting with friends is likely to be as allowed also, though this may be in limited numbers. So basically guys, what I can get from that answer is, if the campsites are actually going to open on these days, it probably means that some announcement has been made that means that some form of socialising with people outside of your house will have been permitted. Again, we're just going to have to wait and see, guys. I live in England. Will I be able to go camping in Scotland or Wales? So the thing is, each nation has got different times of when campsites are going to be open. Like I said, England is the 4th. You know, Scotland is a later date. Wales hasn't even got like a date yet, you know, when campsites are going to be open. Now, at the moment, you're not allowed to actually stay in any campsite anywhere. You're not allowed to do like overnight stays and things. So, you know, will you be able to travel to Scotland or Wales? Now, for us, this is a big question. Because we can't go to Switzerland, you know, and do like our European road trip, the time that we have off, you know, we're looking to go to Scotland. And it's just going to be a case of we're just going to have to wait and see. Because the thing is, at the moment, you know, we're not allowed to like travel across the Welsh border into like the Scottish border and things like that. So we're just going to have to give it time, guys, and just see what comes up in the next few weeks to see what like guidelines have been given to see if we can actually go camping in different nations. So just have to wait and see on that one. When will I be able to go on a camping holiday to France or Europe? Now the thing is, most campsites in France were reopened on the 2nd of June. Now the government says that European travel should only be essential travel. So does that mean that you can go across there and go to campsites? Probably not. Could you? I'm not quite sure. When are we going to be allowed to? We don't know. It's a bit of a tricky one, that, because the other issue you've got, if you do go into Europe, when you come back into the UK, there's a 14-day quarantine period, because they'll take your details when you come back into the UK. You've got to give, you know, your address and everything, and then you've got to like self-isolate for 14 days. So I would probably, going off that advice, say probably not. When are we going to be able to do it? Nobody knows. You know, the freedom of like traveling there and back, you know, and going to campsites and so on, I don't think we're quite at that stage yet, which is a shame because we all want to do it. So that brings us to our last question, guys, which is probably the most important one. If you do go to a campsite, what safety measures are the campsites going to have put in place? Well, the first thing that like campsites are going to do is they're going to carry out a full assessment of each site to help shape new procedures. All of the campsites are going to be operating to COVID secure guidelines as published by the government. The second thing that they're going to do is they're going to increase the rigour of cleaning and sanitising and disinfecting common areas. The third thing that they're going to do is the centre of the pitches are going to be at least 6 metres apart laterally. The fourth thing that campsites are going to do is aim to provide a contactless arrival and departure procedure whenever possible. And the fifth thing that they're going to be doing is most, if not all, of the like common areas, you know, like the cleaning facilities and things like that, you know, where people are going to sort of like go to. There's going to be social distancing measures in place, and you know, that's obviously for everyone's safety. Now it goes without saying, guys, that all the staff, all the members, all the people that are involved, you know, with the campsites trying to get them reopened and everything, are working really, really hard. So if the campsites do reopen, obviously, you know, we get to go out and travel and we get to stay at like some campsites, you know, and start enjoying van life again. You know, respect like the procedures and the things that the staff have got you doing. You know, if they've got you like, you know, you do have to wear a face mask and things like that in certain areas, you know, respect it, because those guys are working really, really hard for us so we can go out and enjoy ourselves. So whatever procedures, you know, they've got in place, respect them, you know, and at the same time, you know, respect yourselves as well. You know, when you get out there, you know, you know, help to sort of like combat, you know, this like virus that's going on and everything, because, you know, it's what we do that's going to help everybody else. So, you know, respect what they tell you to do and respect yourself. So guys, I've got some questions for you now. Put it in the comments below. How do you feel about going to a campsite with everything that's going on? You know, are you like keen and eager to get out in your campervan or your motorhome, get to these campsites, you know, and start enjoying yourself and everything? Or, you know, do you feel that like by going there you're restricted in like what you can do and things? You know, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And also, do you think that when the campsites do officially reopen that there's just going to be a mad crazy rush that everyone's trying to book in, and you know, you're not going to be able to book in? Because I think a lot of people that have had like campsites booked that have been cancelled, I think they're probably going to get priority first, you know, if they want to like rebook in. So do you think that even when they do open this year, you know, you're actually going to be able to actually get into a campsite anyway? And the other thing is as well, will you actually feel safe staying on a campsite? Put it in the comments below. Everything that I've said in today's video, I've got the information from various like campsite organisations. I've spoke to some of them as well. But what I will say is, day by day, things can change. For example, today, a popular airline company that basically said that they're going to like start running their holidays from June the 30th, has actually made an announcement this morning saying that it's now going to be July the 15th, which, you know, for a lot of people that thought there was like literally going to be going on holiday in a couple of weeks, you know, that's like changed things for them. So now this is one of the things that I've said it so many times about owning a camper van. You know, it doesn't matter how many times, like, you know, campsites get closed or you can't travel to certain areas, you can't go to certain regions and things like that. With a camper van, you have the flexibility to be able to, like, you know, sort of like adapt yourself so that you can still holiday, you know, but you just have to do it in a different way. Unfortunately, you know, and our heart does go out to people that have like lost like holidays and things, that, you know, because if you go abroad on a plane and things like that, it does take a lot of organising, and you know, it's not easy to just say, oh yeah, we'll just go on another day. It's not that easy. So yeah, so do check everything that I've said if you are going to be looking at booking a campsite or something. What I will say also is a little tip for you guys. If you are looking to go on a campsite and so on, if you've not used your vehicle for quite a while, don't forget to check things like your tyre pressures, check your oil level, you know, check all your lights are still working and so on. You know, check that the brakes are okay, you know, like before you like go on a long journey and everything. Because if your vehicle's been laid up for a long time, you know, it might need just like a few things adjusting, like the tyre pressures and so on. And the other thing is as well, during this time, if your vehicle is sort of like being needed to have its MOT, but you've had the 6-month extension on the MOT, again, just be mindful of that, because, you know, if it's been longer than a year since it last got checked and everything, you know, just give it a bit of a check yourself. And if you're not certain, get somebody that knows what they're doing, or take your like vehicle to a garage. Definitely something that you need to do if your vehicle's been laid up for a while. Guys, that's it for today's video. If you're new to the channel and this is the first time you've clicked on, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's just a button. If it's on the screen, it'll be a little subscribe button. If not, underneath there in the sort of just above the comments area, little button that says subscribe. And if you see a little round circle appear on the screen, press that as well, because that's the subscribe button. It really, really helps our channel out. I really appreciate it. Have you done it? Pressed it? There we go. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And to all our subscribers as well that we've already got, we really, really appreciate it. Now, we've got a lot of exciting videos coming up, so do stay tuned. And until the next time, guys, bye for now.